Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel, or if you are new here, I am Silver Shepherd and I talk about anything and everything gold and silver related. And in today's video, we are going over the top 5 things I wish I knew as a beginner silver stacker. And when you're brand new, the silver world looks quite simple until you actually get into it. Then suddenly you're dealing with things like premiums, fakes, different types of silver, dealers, storage, and selling strategies, and it all becomes a lot very quickly. So I'm going to break down what I wish I knew, and these are lessons that would have saved me a lot of money, time, and stress. And before we get into the video, I want to announce that I now have channel memberships. So if you guys want to join that, you'll get live market updates, personalized advice, and chances to win some free silver. So if any of that interests you, hit the join button and subscribe. So without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so number one, and this is probably the biggest shock every beginner goes through, and that's premiums. Nobody warned me, no one sat me down and said, hey, silver stacking is awesome, but you need to understand premiums before they add up fast. When I first started, I was buying anything that looked cool. Silver Eagles, random collectibles, proof coins, and I was paying crazy premiums without even realizing. And here's what I wish I knew. The first thing is that premiums eat into your stack's value. If spot is $30 and you're paying $45 for a coin, that's a 50% premium. That means silver needs to go from 30 to 45 just to break even. Second thing is not all silver has the same premium behavior. Some premiums never come back. Some premiums go up in bull markets, and some are just hype. Third thing is, for beginners, low premium wins. Bars, rounds, simple government bullion, that's where most new stackers should start. The fourth thing is, expensive does not always mean better. A shiny collectible coin doesn't automatically mean it's a good purchase. Looking back, I probably wasted a few $100 on coins that ended up selling for way less. And if I had simply stuck to rounds, 10-ounce bars in the beginning, I'd have more ounces and fewer regrets. Premiums matter, and once you understand them, you instantly become a smarter stacker. The second thing is that buying is easy, but selling is the real test. And this one hit me hard when I actually needed to sell silver for the first time. As a beginner, I had this dream in my head that I'll stack silver, and when the price goes up, I'll just sell it and cash out. And that's not exactly how it works. And here's what I wish I knew about this. The first thing is that every dealer pays differently. And some pay spot, some pay under spot, some pay above spot for certain coins, and some won't even touch generic silver. And you need to know who you plan to sell to before you buy. Second thing is that liquidity matters more than beauty. As a fancy collectible coin, dealers don't really care about it. They want metal, not just the hype or fancy designs. Generic rounds, bars, and government bullion are usually the easiest to move in any market. And the third thing is being able to sell quickly is part of the strategy. Liquidity is underrated and it's not talked about enough, but it's one of the biggest factors that will make your stacking experience much better and much smoother. So the takeaway for this, always think about selling before buying. It will change the way you stack. The third thing is diversify your silver types. And when I first started, I was buying only rounds, and for some people it's eagles, and others it's bars, and for some it's junk silver. But here's the thing I wish I knew. There's a benefit to having a little bit of everything. So here's how I break it down. First thing is government bullion, and that's eagles, maples, Britannias, or anything like that. They're great for liquidity, easy to sell, recognizable everywhere, but they do have higher premiums. Second thing is generic rounds, and these have the lowest premiums, are a great way to stack ounces fast and get the most ounces for your dollar, and they're perfect for beginner. Third thing is silver bars. That's 5 ounce and 10 ounces. I usually want to go higher than that, but these usually have the lowest premiums, great for building weight. Just make sure you buy from trusted brands. The fourth thing is junk silver, 90% silver, constitutional silver, any of those names work, and these are perfect for barter type stacking. Junk silver is referring to pre-1965 quarters, dimes, and half dollars, and sometimes they have very low premiums, especially right now in 2025. They are selling for at spot, and that is a great deal for them. The biggest thing is if I had diversified earlier, I'd have much more balanced stack today. The fourth thing is do not try to time the market. This one is easy to fall for as a beginner, and you think if I just wait a little bit longer, spot will drop and I'll get a better price. And sometimes you do get lucky, but most of the time you end up doing nothing. And here's the thing I wish I knew. First thing is you're not going to perfectly time silver because no one can. Silver's unpredictable. It swings hard, and when it moves very fast. Second thing is waiting usually means missing out on ounces. If spot drops $1, premiums can rise $1.50, and that cancels out everything. The third thing is the best strategy for beginners is simple. Buy slowly, buy consistently, and don't wait for the perfect moment. Just like investing in the stock market, dollar cost averaging works beautifully with silver. The fourth thing is that it's better to have the silver than wish you had the silver. The best time to stack is when you have the money. Once I stopped trying to outsmart the market, stacking became a lot more enjoyable. The final thing I wish I knew as a beginner is something that I think every new stacker eventually learns. Stacking is not about getting rich quick. It's about stability, it's about protection, and it's about long-term store of value. It's about peace of mind. And here's what I mean. The first thing is that silver moves slowly until it doesn't. You'll have months where silver does virtually nothing, and then you'll have weeks where it absolutely takes off. Second thing is bull runs are rare but very powerful. When silver moves, it moves violent, and the stack you built slowly suddenly feels very worth it. Third thing is you're building a hedge, not a lottery ticket. Silver protects your purchasing power. It's a wealth insurance. The fourth thing is consistency beats intensity. Buying 2 ounces a week for years will outperform trying to dump money into silver once in a while. The fifth thing is that patience pays off in this world. If you want fast action, go look at crypto or biotech stocks. Silver rewards patience, not hype. If I knew stacking was this long term, I would have been way more relaxed as a beginner. A little bonus tip for you guys is do not forget to enjoy the process. Look, silver stacking is fun, it's satisfying, and it feels good holding real money in your hand, but don't compare your stack to someone else's, don't rush, and don't stress over every dip. Build your stack at your own pace, enjoy the journey, and remember every ounce counts. So one of the biggest mistakes that you absolutely need to avoid is not tracking your cost basis and losing control of your stack. One of the most underrated beginner mistakes, and something I seriously wish I started doing from day one, is tracking my cost basis. And when you're new, you're excited, you're buying a few ounces here and there, and it feels simple. But once you get 500 ounces, 100 ounces, 200 ounces, things start getting confusing fast if you're not keeping track of what you're doing. Early on, it's easy to just throw your stuff in a drawer or forget about them and throw the receipts away and not write down what you have or keep track of what you have. But after a little while, you soon have no clue what your average cost per ounce really was, and you're just stacking blind and you don't even know it. Why does this matter? Because not knowing your cost basis can lead to bad decisions later on. If silver jumps, you don't know if you're up or down. If premiums change, you don't know how that affects your total position. If you ever want to sell, even just a few ounces, you're just guessing, and guessing with money is never good. Beginners underestimate how powerful a spreadsheet is. All you need to do is a basic table with date purchased, type of silver, ounces, spot price, premium paid, total cost, cost per ounce, and running average cost. This lets you instantly see how much silver you own, how much you've spent, your true cost per ounce, which purchases were good deals, and where to adjust your strategy. And here's something big I wish I knew early on. Premiums affect your real cost way more than spot price. Spot price might move 50 cents, but premiums can swing $5 to $15 depending on the coin in the market. If you're not tracking premiums separately, you'll miss the real picture. Another thing on top of that, tracking helps you buy smarter over time. Once you see your average cost, you naturally start saying, okay, I need to lower my average. Maybe I should buy more bars right now. And maybe you'll even notice when things are overpriced and you need to wait on those. It gives you clarity, and clarity makes you stack so much smarter. So trust me, if you're a beginner hearing this, start tracking your stuff now. Even if you only have 10 ounces, build a habit. Your future self will thank you when your stack grows, your knowledge grows, and your strategy becomes sharper and more organized. So before we wrap up the video, I want to give you something that you absolutely need to avoid, and that is comparing your stack to other people's. And comparing your stack to others is one of the biggest traps beginners fall into. When you see people online stacking monster boxes, huge bars, and thousands of ounces, it's easy to feel behind. That mindset pushes beginners to overspend or feel discouraged. Everyone's financial situation is different, and that's okay. Some people can stack 100 ounces a month, and others can stack 1. Both are valid. What matters is building your stack at your pace. Even 1 ounce a month becomes 12 ounces a year, and it adds up. The key is staying consistent, not trying to keep up with people who have different incomes or priorities. Silver stacking should be fun, stress-free, and meaningful. Build what you're proud of, even if it grows slowly. If you're progressing, learning, and adding at your own pace, you're doing it the right way. Alright guys, those are the top 5 things I wish I knew as a beginner silver stacker, and I hope this helps you avoid some of the mistakes I made and gives you a smoother path as you build your own stack and build your own wealth. If you got something out of this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and if you want more stacking content, drop a comment below telling me what you wish you knew when you first started stacking. Stay safe and keep stacking. I'll see you guys in the next one.